duo will come in, and it's a very nicely rounded out comp here for KT.
Yeah, really, really strong combo, really solid engage, and actually seeing the Lissandra support come out. So we saw this a little bit. I remember Mickey X playing this a while back in the support role, and it was specifically as a Rakan counter because you can like interrupt his dash with your roots. And they also, one of the things there was definitely something they changed in the kit I remember back then that just made it more powerful as a support. But yeah, interesting to see this one being brought out specifically as a Rakan counter. So Keria definitely someone who has these more eclectic picks, but had this one ready. Loaded, and they also made it so they now follow targets in the rush.
He's getting in there. He's ghosting for this kill, and BDD's going to have to flash away just like that in the solo 1v1. There's an interruption on the dash, by the way. We already got to see it. Palu is going to go back in, and BDD's just dead. It's just a 1v1 kill solo by Faker, and now they're rooting the bottom lane. Palu's just dead too, and that's 2 kills for T1 3 minutes into the game.
And this is just huge. We'll see how this panned out. So obviously he ghosted. This is the initial play to get him low. Ghosted on him, and BDD only has TP, so doesn't have a response combat summoner. And then BDD's trying to walk up, and I assume he splashes on him.
Yeah. I think BDD assumes he doesn't have mana.
Yeah, you actually looked.
And now we've got Keria roaming already with Owner and Faker. So the 2 guys that have kills, along with the jungler of T1, they want to get a fight as we have a TP flank coming in from Perfect. As T1 are really trying to get in there and force a fight here. Palu getting pretty low, and they're going to dodge the seismic shove, and now this is going to give time for Doran to move on over. But does want to roam on over as the Chains of Corruption going to catch Keria, and he's not level 6, so he is just dead. Gets flashed on by the Varus, aiming here. There's a lot of shouting I can hear on the stage, so they're certainly trying to make some kind of play, as there is the engage from Keria. Presses his R button. Owner getting pretty low, but already Cuz goes down as aiming full health, but he doesn't have a front line anymore. BDD just has to flash out of there, but the chase is on. It looks like he's just going to wall himself out as Pace ends up finishing up the dragon. And that's 2 dragons now for T1 with the Mountain Soul on the way.
Yeah, T1 just able to pump damage into the front line of KT, and even though Owner goes down, the turnaround is swift, and T1 happy without that panned out. Look like they're potentially going to go for aiming there, but don't really fancy the dive, especially with Pace pretty low in terms of HP. We'll see the replay here, so they're looking to try and get onto Owner here, but the dash from him interrupts Cuz here, and then we see Keria go in, gets the AoE CC, and just kind of melts both the Rakan and the Wukong together, well as you typically expect. Got set behind a bit in terms of,
okay, getting on in there, the exhaust utilized, trying to really 100-0 Owner, and they are going to be able to do that. A bit traded back, but only on to Palu, who is the support, and even Keria is getting pretty low. So nice setup there from KT. Maybe with the Varus, but not really. Not the best.
Maybe you should pitch it, but like, guys, next time switch your comp up, you know, not chatty enough.
All right, they're trying to make a play here onto the Wukong, who does not seem to have his clone, and it looks like Cuz is just dead. Even tried to flash out of that one and just gets hit by a giant boulder to the back of the head. Keria getting pretty low himself, but again, he is Lissandra with flash.
A little bit worried about is Pace.
Palu somehow backing here where they could see him. We do have a disengage cone in position, but it doesn't matter with this much CC. Although Palu
the
is
charm.
going to flash on him, charm, and then just, well. And Renekton's really not having a fun time against either of these solo laners as they're trying to engage a Mininar here. Doran in a bit of a rough spot as the knockback comes out. They don't have all that much damage, but it is enough in the end.
They've actually dodged a bullet here because if he was a little bit more further along, he'd be so much stronger.
Yeah, could have been so much worse as trying to go in onto Meganar, not the best, I would say, as now we have the flank coming in from Perfect, trying to take down Doran. They will be able to do that, but now Owner goes in onto Cuz, who just gets burst down. They do, in fact, have the damage. use the quickness just to try to barely survive. Like, that's not the engage synergy we were talking about. Could have been much better, as now Perfect in the side lane. He's got a big shield, but the smite comes in, and it looks like Perfect will just go down in the 2v1. So nice little pick in the side lane.
Yep. Okay, we'll see. Well, so far things looking good, but Cuz is trying to make his way in, potentially for a steal.
Yeah, he's trying to get that engage going as Palu, and, well, it wasn't much of anything, as now the Cyclone is going to go down, and a massive Doran to the wall! Doran wants to end this game right here, right now, and I think he just did. As Perfect on the run, but he should be the 4th casualty on the list. BDD also on the run, but Faker's just sprinting at him. Is trying to actualize all over BDD at this point in time, who is going to flash away, and the flash comes in from Faker. Nice knock away, actually, from BDD onto Keria. Really just trying their best to push in. Here's the TP, and this will be from Perfect with the Dominus procced already, but the rest of the team is so far away, and now aiming is all by his lonesome, is going to flash away, but the Realm Warp is coming in, and Faker wants to continue to actualize on this team. The exhaust is there, aiming is down, and the denial on the wall getaway from BDD is really going to put the nail in the coffin on this game number 1. 15-5 the kills.
You know, that recall was a great call, Perfect. You just stay in the fountain. No, I think there's a better place for you to be.
Yeah.
And that is in the fountain. Not much you can do here.
He's gonna get rooted up by Keria, who just casually plays Lissandra support into Palu's Rakan, and wasn't even the main character of this game. I mean, he was good.